Hello everyone, it's Nancy, and I wanted to show you my process for making your own Christmas cards based out of your own artwork. And you don't need a whole lot. A lot of you already probably have everything that I'm going to show you on how I made my own Christmas cards. So it's not a big process, nor is it expensive. This is my Christmas card for this year, and it was done in watercolor, and I used acrylic. I splattered acrylic white paint over it, and I also you can mask in watercolor where you can paint things and then it's like liquid cement. So I drew this out, the believe, and then I drew out the little girl with the star, and I masked it out so I could, let the watercolors flow and everything. And then when it was done, I was completely done with the image. Then I took off the masking, and then I painted this, and then I put white acrylic paint on there, and then my name in white acrylic paint. So this is an original painting, and but this is not. This is the copy of it. My original painting is 8 by 10, and you can make your original painting in any size you wish. A larger painting is easier to deal with than a real small, especially if you have little itty bitty details on something. But I wouldn't go too big because I get these printed at Kinko's, and their printers or their copy machines can only accept so big of a picture. So mine was 8 by 10, and that seemed to be a good size. Or I probably could go up to 9 by 12, but it might be a good idea for you to ask your Kinko's what size paper is the largest paper that they can copy. I believe too that you could also have a digital image, but that would mean that you either had to scan, and sometimes scanning, messes up the color a little bit, or taking a picture of your art, and that is also. You have to have the correct lighting, you have to be straight off with the camera. So it's just really easier to take your painting right into Kinko's and say, hey, this is what I want. I do have my painting, my actual painting. This painting I already put in a frame, so it'll be too much glare. But this is my Christmas card from last year. Ew. Where is it? Christmas card from last year, and it's just some copies of paintings that I've done. This is like my portfolio. Doggone it, where is it? Ah, here it is. All right, here's my original painting from last year's Christmas card, and then here is my last year's Christmas card. So you can see that it's considerably bigger, larger. I signed my name on the bottom. You should always sign your name. But this is so, even if you can't draw and paint, you don't feel that you're a good enough artist. If you guys are working in your Fobonichis and Hobonichis, chances are you can draw Christmas stuff. It's real simple to draw a tree and make it your own. I can't tell you how many compliments that I've gotten from, sending out my own artwork. It's like a gift to people, and they so appreciate the handmade. So even if you, draw a little snowman or whatever, it's your own creation, and it'll be treated as a gift. So this is a very odd size, and I knew that, I wanted to make my cards in this particular size. I like standard sizes, so that somebody, that I don't have to worry about card envelopes or whatever. I can just buy the envelope, and and so I know the size. So I had to decide what size card I wanted first. This card is a 5x7, or just a little bit smaller than a 5x7, because the card base is a 5x7, and I wanted to have a little bit of a border around to make it kind of like a mat. This one I even made smaller since there was so much lighter space in the background. I cut it down a little bit further, and then I put colored cardstock underneath, and then I put that on the card base, and I ended up not having enough green, and then I was putting red. I even put blue on there. Anyway, you know, that was that card, and you know, and they all turned out really fine. Last year I drew, both my dog and my cat were very sick. We both got them at about the same time, and so they both were elderly at the same time. Our dog had Lyme's disease. He got bit by a tick and he couldn't hardly walk, and my cat was blind. I figured I'd better do a Christmas card that had them in it, you know, because I was afraid that was going to be their last Christmas. Little did I know that I would be the only one standing this Christmas, that I lost my dear husband. And so I just played around and I did a little caricature of both of us, all of us singing carols and the cat trying to sleep underneath a tree. And my husband was a big hunter when he could hunt, and he had a big hairy hat like that, and you know, so I just did a little caricature. But you can do anything. You can draw, you know, draw in a sketchbook, and when you get the image the way that you want it, then trace it and put it on your, you know, nice watercolor paper and paint with it. It's just so much fun to do. It really is. Okay, so that's why the little girl is all by herself here. But she gets, you know, lots of gifts from heaven, and that's what really happened to me this year. So that's my story. The items you need. First of all, you need a nice paper cutter. It's so much easier, you know, you're going to have sheets of paper that are either 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12. You got to cut them down some kind of way. So a good paper cutter is nice to have, especially one that can handle a 12 and 12. All of them can handle 12 by 12, but I just like this one for measurement, and it's got nice little stickies on the bottom so that it doesn't move around when you're trying to cut it. Got that at Joann's one year. Also, this is so important to have. Oh my goodness, when I'm measuring, you know, paper, got glitter all over everything. When I'm measuring paper, this is a Martha Stewart scoreboard. So it's going to score your cards, and it does it, you know, whoop, whoop, whoop. But you don't ever have to worry about, you know, anything. And the paper, the bone folder, it stores in here, and you know, so you always have it. They give you card sizes, standard card sizes inside of here, so you never have to worry about, you know, what is a standard card size. So they give you that stuff in here, all the measurements for it, and I really love this. And it accepts, as you can see, a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, so you know, you can go at it and score your cards. So professional looking. They've got little grooves in here, and so you just leave your bone folder and press down a good amount, but not too hard that you'll rip the paper. But you'll get used to that, how hard you have to press down. So now you got your papers cut out, and then you have to take your artwork to Kinko's. You already have to decide how big you want it. I wanted mine, this year I didn't really know, I just knew what my card size was, so I told them it can't be any bigger than X by X. So they shrunk down my original down to this, and they gave me a proof, or, you know, one sheet of paper showing how the colors were. I said that's fine, and you can see even here that I've got a lot more blue in the background, and that didn't come through on the printer, but that was all right. Some of it did, that was okay. And you know, for the price you pay, I think for 50 or 75 cards this year or that year, I think I paid $30. So for 75 cards for the copying thing. So she put two images on each sheet of paper, and I had to come home and I had to cut them down to the size that I wanted. So with the artwork, and then they give that back to you. They'll do it right there if they don't have too many jobs to do. They'll do it right there. You don't even have to come back or anything. So once you get your image cut down, and then you have all your card bases done. And if you wanted to put a mat, you'll have to, you know, measure for that and everything. Then what I do is, or what I did do, is you can use double-sided tape, you can use quick drying glue, you know, to glue, because this is cardstock. This image is cardstock as well. I asked them not to put it on regular copy paper, put it on cardstock. So it's a heavier thing, and then this is a heavier weight cardstock as well. I wanted this to be 5x7 so that a person could take it to Walmart or any place and put it in an 8x10 frame, and the opening is 5x7. You don't have to go to a framer's, you could just throw it in a frame should you want to do that. A lot of people have said that they wanted to frame my cards, that I wish that they were easier to frame, that they didn't have to go to a professional framer. So I'm doing everything in standard sizes now. And what I use to tape these to the cardstock is the stuff called score tape. I use the 1/4 inch, and it's really economical. It's like $7 for this thing. Now I made 100 cards, and I used one package and then a little bit of the second package. So this package is probably 1/4 long, and I made 100 of these. So using, you know, the score tape. So it's you know, pretty economical. If you got those runners, those runner things, that would work. Even if you put the fast drying glue on there, you know, that would work. It's not going to show through. So then you have all that. Now, depending on what you want to do, I really like to use glitter glue. And I don't know if you could see this, but there is glitter on this. I wanted to show that the stars were falling, you know, and I was able to catch one. And so the glitter glue I love to use is Stickles, Diamond, and Stickles is made by Ranger. Diamond, I believe, is just so versatile. That's why I bought 6 of them, because I went through a lot of glitter glue with this to do this thing, and I really like the glitter glue. If you probably can't see it, but some of this glitter looks blue because it was on the blue sky. The gold looks, you know, by the star, it looks golder. It takes on the color of whatever is behind it, and it really pops things out. Another place I use glitter glue for is on my sentiment, or you know, on just various little things. I also put them on the stars, some on the stars, and I really think that these things, it makes it pop. If you did poinsettias or a Christmas tree and you had some snow on it, put a little bit of the glitter glue on there, not on the painting part, but after you get the cards, and it just really makes it pop. I use this every year. And another one that I use a lot because of it being Christmas, I use the Christmas red one of the Stickles, and that is just a beautiful red color. I could have put some stickles on this stamped image, but I decided I had enough with this. Now my stamping, my sentiments, I'm not, that good with writing. So I like to buy stamp sets that have writing in it, as well as maybe a couple of little images. And depending on what I'm using, what my theme is for my card, will depend on what, little thing I add on to with my sentiment. Like if I was, like this one, I could really put, along with my sentiment, I put "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas" on here. But I could have put, a tree in the background, or I could have put some of these ornaments back there, just some little thing to add to it. But a lot of times for the people that I give cards to, I write a lot on here, I put all their names, so I just wanted to have it plain. And sometimes I even write a whole letter on here, depending on, what, a lot of my cousins I haven't seen. So I just always look for these stamp sets that have, words on them with a few little other pictures, so that I'm not using the same one every single year. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And you can go crazy with this stuff. You can just use stamps with the ink, or you can use embossing powder and it'll make them stand up. You can really have a good time with this stuff. This is a brand new one I got with a little reindeer, and it says joy and some stars and everything. So I just always look for these things. As you see, I used this Merry Christmas in this card, and then I used these stars because of the content. And the ink I like to use with that is the Distress ink. And I love the Festive Berries color. That's what this is. It just always, their products just always come through for me. And then this is Scattered Straw. And it has a gold look to it. It's not glittery or anything, but I could have added a little bit of glitter glue on there. But I figured with my front of my card that was enough. And then so these things all stack up together, and then all you need is a block or a larger block, depending on how big your sentiment is. Like this one I did on the envelope last year. Oh, here it is. I did. I like to decorate my envelopes too, and I put this Merry 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 on here, and then I put their address, and I buy like red pen, or put a coordinated color of a pen on, and address my cards with that. And this one, I put this gold star shape on that envelope. I don't have an envelope made for this one. This was a goof up. I spelled crap wrong. And then I put the stars like right here on the envelope. So it looked really nice, looked very, very professionally done. And then finally, I signed it on the front, but I usually put, from Made with Love, or I bought this stamp set, created by you, made by, and then I would sign it back here and maybe put the date. And then this year I just put From My Heart. And so it's a good thing to have, so you really don't need a whole lot of stamps. Just get ones that have a lot of sentiments with it, with a few little doodads with that, and an ink block and a couple of inks. This Festive Berries is good, the Scattered Straw, the Iced Pines is the green, and and they just really are nice for Christmas colors. And so that's it. That's all I use. Nothing else in the bag. and to create this. And so I did 100 cards because the family that I work for has been so good to me. You know, I wanted to send out to a lot of them, and so that's why I had so many cards to send out, 100 of them. And it probably cost, with the cardstock, the images, it probably cost $100 or $1 a card to make this, not including my labor. Just so you know about how much it costs to do these. So I hope that helps. If anybody has any questions, you know, please ask them in the comments below. And I hope that you'll give this a try this year. Now that you know, winter is here, you have some time. You know, do some little sketches or a little watercolor. Maybe you know might have an idea for a card. Believe me, everybody loves to get these, and handmade cards from you. It's a gift for them, and it's a gift from your heart. So I hope you'll give your hand a try in it, and don't think that you're not an artist, because you are. I know better. And I've seen all you guys' videos with your Hobonichi flips. So please try it, and if you need any encouragement or any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and a lovely New Year, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.